Hello and welcome. How many of you have pets? Most of you? Good, you're in the right place. I want to share a little bit with you about what you might be sharing with your pets at home that could be harmful and why. Today, my question for you is, are you aware of what your Fido is eating at home? Can any of you share with me some foods that you share with your pet regularly? Those were great examples. Thank you for sharing. Now, I want to share with you some common foods that most of us know we can't share with our pets and give a little insight on why. These are likely foods that you haven't allowed your pet access to and will continue not to. The first of these is chocolate. It's very common to hear people say that no dog should go to heaven without chocolate. In fact, some vets even offer it as a last treat before a pet is put down or passes naturally. But why can't our dogs have chocolate? Well, it contains an element called theobromine, which is toxic to dogs. This is because they are unable to metabolize it as quickly as humans can. So if your dog happens to get into the Halloween candy and eats the whole bucket, it can put them at risk of reaching toxic levels of theobromine. Typically, this leads to illness, but it can potentially lead to chronic heart disease, and in some cases, it can become fatal. Another example includes grapes. These contain tartaric acid, which is a cause of kidney failure and disease in dogs. If regularly ingested, it can become a lifelong or even terminal illness for your pet. And of course, the most obvious of these is alcohol, a substance that pets should never ingest. It leads to ethanol poisoning because just like with chocolate, dogs can't metabolize it. Ethanol poisoning can result in organ damage or become fatal if not treated quickly and timely. These three foods, chocolate, grapes, and alcohol, are the most common that we know not to share with our pets. But what else are we sharing with our pets that could be just as harmful as these? These are foods that you might need to move out of reach of your pet from now on. The first of these, and most likely the most surprising, is pizza. The most common ingredient that might go unnoticed in pizza is the seasonings. Onions and garlic are commonly used to top pizza, and they contain toxic compounds that result in red blood cell damage in dogs. These seasonings are incredibly common in everyday cooking, and it's likely that you might have fed them to your pets by accident, without knowing the potential dangers and damages or long-term effects that it can have on your pet's health. Yeast bread is also used when making most pizzas, and when ingested by dogs, it releases alcohol into the bloodstream, which has the same effect as drinking alcohol directly on most pets. Bread is a common treat in many homes, and so is meat. Dark meats and turkey meats are very common during the holidays, and these are high in fat. This fat builds up in a dog's system and it puts pressure on the pancreas and leads to pancreatitis and can become fatal in extreme cases in dogs. Finally, caffeine is also something dogs cannot have. It can be harmful to pets because of how it interacts with their nervous system. Their heart rate increases much faster than ours and leads to potential seizures or long-lasting heart problems. All of these are everyday treats or ingredients that we might not think twice about eating ourselves, but they can give a little insight on how important it is to check labels before you share your food with your pet. Now, with all of these foods that we can't share in mind, how can we still provide the food tax that all pets demand when we enter the kitchen? Well, here are a few safe and healthy options for your dog. The first is apples. They're a great source of fiber, which is important for digestion, weight management, and overall health. And they go very well with peanut butter, which is another love treat by our pets. Not only does it have excellent level of protein, but it also provides vitamin B6 and niacin, which promote your pet's immune system and help protect them from harmful bacteria and infections. And if your dog can handle lactose, yogurt is also a great option. It's full of probiotics that support gut health, and it helps with bone and muscle growth. All of these are important supplements that you can add to your dog's food at home. In the end, as you head home to your Fidos and vaccines, I want you to understand how important it is to ensure that your furry friend lives a long and healthy life. Simple steps like moving foods with onions and garlics in them to higher shelves and saving the white meat for them for their next meal can make all the difference. Remember, caffeine, yeast, and garlic and many other ingredients are super common, and they are often overlooked. Make sure you're reading labels before you're sharing them with your pets. That way, your best friend can stay by your side for many more years to come.